Seoul had plunged into a nightmarish storm, a tempest straight from the depths of hell itself. Thunder roared with an unholy fury, and rain pounded the city mercilessly. From the relentless deluge, a shadowy figure emerged, a harbinger of darkness. He trudged forward through the drenched streets, his steps echoing the ominous rhythm of the storm. Lightning illuminated his ghastly visage, revealing a face twisted by sorrow and despair. His clothes clung to his emaciated frame, a tattered testament to his suffering. As he approached the foreboding Incheon Bridge, a police patrol car cruised by, its siren wailing like a banshee in the night. The man froze, his eyes locking onto the vehicle as if he were drawn to its presence by some sinister force. The officer behind the wheel hastily jumped out, driven by a desperate need to intervene. The man's movements were as swift as a specter's. Without hesitation, he dashed toward the bridge's railings, scaling them with an eerie grace. The officer pursued him, but his cries were drowned out by the cacophony of thunder and rain. The man turned to face the officer, a twisted smile curling upon his lips, a smile that seemed to belong to a creature of the abyss. With a swift, deliberate motion, he dropped an envelope from his trembling hand. The officer watched in horror as it fluttered down, lost in the maelstrom, a message from the abyss itself. Then, as if possessed by a malevolent force, the man leapt from the bridge, disappearing into the inky abyss of the storm-tossed sea. The officer reached the railing just in time to witness the man being devoured by the merciless waves below. Upon returning to the police station, he gingerly opened the envelope, revealing a handwritten letter that seemed to have been etched in the darkest corners of the human soul. It bore the words, "My name is Lee Min-hyun. I was once a teacher, but a false accusation cost me my livelihood. My beloved wife suffered from a terminal illness for the past 3 years, and she passed away just 2 nights ago. I am now driven to join her, to escape the abyss of my existence." Haunted by a gnawing curiosity and an overwhelming sense of responsibility, the officer delved deeper into Lee Min-hyun's story. He began to investigate the circumstances surrounding the false accusation that had cost the man his job as a teacher. The more he uncovered, the darker the truth became. Rumors of a malevolent presence at the school where Lee Min-hyun had taught began to surface. Whispers of strange occurrences, unexplained phenomena, and a pattern of students falling mysteriously ill cast a pall over the institution. It was as if a malevolent force had taken root within the very walls of the school. The officer's determination to uncover the truth led him to speak with former colleagues and students. Their accounts painted a horrifying picture of Lee Min-hyun's final days at the school. They described eerie encounters, shadowy figures lurking in the corners, and a pervasive sense of dread that hung in the air like a curse. One student, a particularly astute and perceptive young woman, claimed to have seen Lee Min-hyun talking to someone or something that no one else could see. She recounted how he would whisper to the empty air, his eyes filled with terror, as if he were communicating with an otherworldly entity. As the officer continued to dig deeper, he discovered that the very night Lee Min-hyun's wife had succumbed to her illness, a series of strange events had unfolded in the vicinity of their home. Witnesses spoke of ethereal lights in the sky, chilling apparitions, and a pervasive feeling of dread that had descended upon the neighborhood. The officer's quest for answers led him to delve into ancient folklore and occult knowledge, searching for any connection between Lee Min-hyun's torment and the supernatural. He soon uncovered tales of vengeful spirits, curses, and malevolent entities that could ensnare the souls of the living. As the storm that had brought Lee Min-hyun to his tragic end raged on, the officer found himself entangled in a web of darkness that threatened to consume him as well. He knew that he had to confront the malevolent force that had tormented Lee Min-hyun and had now cast its shadow over his own life. Armed with newfound knowledge and a grim determination, the officer ventured into the heart of the supernatural, seeking to unravel the mysteries that lay hidden beneath the surface of reality. Little did he know that his pursuit of the truth would lead him to confront horrors beyond imagination and forces that defied the boundaries of life and death. The chilling saga of Lee Min-hyun was far from over, and the officer would soon find himself facing a darkness that hungered for more than just one soul.